Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Hey. Okay. All right, fantastic. It looks like we have achieved uh, some audio, which is fantastic. So again, if you can see me or hear me, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I am broadcasting to several platforms right now, and so your participation is encouraged and welcome. Yes, yes, yes. I love when things work. Um, okay. So, do you suffer from stress or stress-related illnesses? If so, you're not alone. Hi, my name is Marna Schwartz. I'm a stress reduction expert. I've been helping people address and manage and reduce stress holistically for about 18 years now. And it's an honor to do so because the truth is a lot of people are stressed out. And in this day and age, all the more so. It feels like everything's moving all the time. It's like that title of that movie, right? Everything, everywhere, all at once. And there's often not enough opportunity for us to reduce the stress, right? Step back, take stock, rejuvenate, revitalize, and rest our nervous systems. And so, what I'm seeing, and a lot of people are seeing, is an increase in burnout, an increase in the amount of stress that people are dealing with on a day to day basis. Um, so I thought this was interesting. Some of the news that I've seen. Okay, stress appears to increase a person's chances of developing metabolic syndrome, right? A cluster of unhealthy factors that can add up to increased risk for serious problems. This was in the US news. And so, what they determined was simple stress reduction techniques might be a way to help improve people's health as they enter middle age. It's exciting. And then there's just not enough information available. And the information that is available can feel like trying to drink water out of a fire hose sometimes, right? Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has things that they're um, trying to say or do or talk about. My way is the right way, their way is the wrong way. The truth is, there's a ton of different ways. And the important thing is finding a way, a method, an approach to stress management and reduction that works for you. And so part of what I wanted to do today was create an opportunity for people to let me know, either in the comments or I'm going to be sharing a survey here in a little bit, uh, what your what your relationship with stress is, and how it impacts you. Kind of a listening session, a virtual listening session that I'm hoping will be more interactive than not. And um, this is important on a few different levels. One of them is just on the personal quality of life level. And another way, this is important Employees who aren't engaged at work may cost the economy $1.9 trillion, dollars, according to Gallup. This is from Business Insider. Now, why would employees not be engaged at work? Often the answer is stress. I've also seen a TED Talk recently on the impact of incivility on people and their ability to function, be happy, etc. Now, why are a lot of people uncivilized? They also pointed to stress. So I thought that those were some interesting touch points about stress. Now, I'd love to hear from you at any point in this conversation, and I hope it will become a conversation. What's your relationship with stress? What's your definition of stress? What does stress mean to you? What does it feel like when stress is um, happening? Right? What is it? What is the impact on you? So, um, one of the ways that I'd like to make that available to you is making this a two-way conversation. You might want to interact here real time, which is splendid, or you might want to interact with a survey that I made. Yay, survey. Um, and here's the survey. You can go to www.marnaschwartz.com/stress awareness survey. Or I made a QR code. So I hope you can see that. And I hope you'll use that and let me know. Can make it a little bigger. My goal is to hear from you what your experience of stress is. What are you stressed about? And I'm hoping that you'll help me ascertain how to best help, right? Because the truth is, who better to help than my extended community, which is you. If you're watching this, it means you are part of my extended community. And I'd love to hear from you around what would be helpful. Um, Part of my goal is to create some content. Sure, Gonzalo, I'm happy to do that. That will be helpful for you. Why am I doing this? Because stress is a major problem. It's a major problem. Okay, there's that. I might need to find. Aw, thanks for the likes. Here we go. Oh, tried to transform it immediately to, something else. Bam. I don't know if it's clickable. Hopefully, it will become clickable. Yes, it's clickable. And thank you. Thank you for the question, Gonzalo. Happy to. Um, Here's the deal. Stress really kills. Oof. So, just to be transparent, it's a little stressful going live. And I have a ridiculous goal, which is to help um, at least 1,000 people this month become a little bit more aware about stress and the impact of stress. And part of how I'm planning to do that is through this survey. So my uh, nefarious um, objectives. Hmm. And I noticed for myself, okay, this is a good opportunity to tell on myself and be a little bit transparent. When I'm when I experience stress, sometimes my brain slows down and I can't think well. This is actually a question that I've been receiving a lot. Ooh, I feel like I'm starting to thaw a little bit and just get used to sharing with you in this way. Um, One of the questions I've seen a lot is, I have an important job interview, or I had an important job interview, and my mind went blank. Yeah, that's fair. And that happens. Here's part of why that happens is that when stress occurs, you, me, everybody, people are prone to going into fight, flight, freeze, fawn. For some of us, maybe it's flush, right? There's sort of a digestive thing that happens. Um, and the mind can go blank, right? The frontal cortex, where we keep all of our good ideas and thoughts and strategies for how to navigate different situations, that's no longer available. That has gone offline. Oops. Uh, I recognize right now my heart is beating fast, but it's starting to normalize. I'm starting to have my frontal cortex come back on. In my commitment to create a um, stress awareness month video to do some outreach to you, my community, which I'm so excited to be here together, um, I decided to stretch my comfort zone and do a live broadcast on several different stations simultaneously, which is super exciting, but challenging at the same time. So, how can I take care of myself? I can do work before, during, and after a high stress event to help make sure that I'm well and taken care of and capable in the face of whatever's happening. Like a broadcast that doesn't work exactly the way I planned. Yeah, what does? And I know that so many people that I've worked with over the years have benefited from my expertise in stress reduction. And one thing I'd like to call out is the importance of discovering and creating tools and techniques and strategies, both long term, right? In general, how do I reduce my base level stress down? And short term, how do I navigate stress better in the moment? I know that might be a new idea for some of you. Go ahead and let me know in the comments if that's something you've heard of before or you're excited to look into. Long term versus short term stress reduction. And there's a willingness and a commitment to be in my body. In my body. Yeah. Everybody. Yeah. Rock your body. Yeah, yeah. It's so interesting and a little disheartening watching people join and drop off and join and drop off. But what I know is the right people will find this broadcast and join and or see it later, which is great. If I have a take-home message, it's this. Uh, Stress is real. It's not just in your mind. It's not in your imagination. And it's not just you. Stress can be dangerous. Okay, especially the kind of chronic stress that I'm seeing over and over again in people. It can be detrimental to your well-being. It can be debilitating in the moment, and it can cause illness or co-cause illness that doesn't have to be there. And it's funny because we all have heard the idea an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure and so forth. But really, really, what if you could save yourself pain, illness? What if you could save? I know sometimes we have a hard time making good choices for ourselves, but how about making good choices for the people around you who love you or care about you, or who will come to love you and care about you? Do you want to put them through that stress of your illness if you don't have to? If you could choose another way, would you? So I encourage you to look into the future and give yourself that now. Give yourself that permission now, right? To put a stake in the ground and say, I choose to live as well as I can for as long as I can. I choose to manage my stress as well as I can for as long as I can. That's what this month is about, right? It's Stress Awareness Month. Wahoo. And so how can you be aware of your stress? How can you support other people being aware of their stress? How can you support it in your workplace, in your home? How can you boost stress awareness, both for yourself and others? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. It matters. You matter. I just saw outside there's a white squirrel. It's kind of neat. So here's the QR code. Um, let's see. Here's the URL. I don't know. Here's the thing. Times are changing, and we are all coming into times that we've never before experienced. Okay, new times. And there's a stress in that, right? There's a stress when one time ends and a new time begins. That's inherent stress. And then there's also a stress of the unknown, right? Of not knowing. What do we do with that? If nobody knows what's happening, how do we proceed? And my answer to that, as an educator, as a trainer, as a workshop facilitator, and so forth, is to do some outreach and say, hey, how are you? Even Elmo's been doing outreach. How are you really? And what are you dealing with? And how can I help? Because that's what I'm here to do. And this isn't the most polished video. I know. I know. But I'd rather connect with you and put myself out there in an imperfect way than wait until I've got it all together. Why? Because the truth is, practice makes proficient. And without the experience of setting this up, trying to go live, reaching out, saying hello, connecting with you, my community, I would not know how it would go, right? I can talk and rehearse and da-da-da-da-da. That's not what this broadcast is for. I didn't need it to be polished. I just wanted to show up, say hi, see how this freaking technology works or doesn't work, and let you know that I care and I'm thinking about you and you matter. And I'd love to hear from you through this survey. Okay, marnaschwartz.com/stress-awareness-survey, or you can use the QR code right there. If you have ideas, thoughts, or desires for ways that I can help more people, be available to help make a difference for more people, I'm all ears. Let me know. Send me a message. Some team leaders have contacted me about speaking to their teams this month to help celebrate Stress Awareness Month, or next month, which is Mental Wellness Month, I think. Mental health, mental wellness, like that, and beyond. Okay, as an educator, I'm here to help, inspire, empower, and uplift people, individuals, teams, companies. Yay! Thank you. And I want to hear from you. How to do that? What would be helpful? What can I offer? I'm going to be making more content this month as for Stress Awareness Month. And I'd love to hear what you're dealing with. That's part of why I made this survey. Okay, so that whatever I make available to you this month is like a lighthouse for you to help lead you to your next right step in your stress management, stress reduction, mitigation journey. Because here's what I know, whenever there's a crisis, people come together and remember what's important and what matters, which is really just being alive and being well is the crux of it, right? Uh, when the Twin Towers fell, community rose up. Every time there's a significant hardship, a hurricane, a earthquake, fires. I was out west in California during the some of the wildfires out there. I was actually uh, what's the word I'm looking for? I was surrounded by fire on all sides and unable to leave. And it was by the grace of God that the fires changed directions, ebbed, and what have you. And I was able to leave where I was and go home. A lot of people weren't quite so lucky. A lot of people lost their homes. A lot of, lives were lost. Animals were lost. Hope was lost. And yet, in the aftermath, there was an upswelling of support, right? Of community connecting and supporting one another. And so, why wait? Why wait for a disaster? Why wait for a hardship? Especially as we're all experiencing this time, right? And so many are experiencing heightened stress right now. Economic anxiety, political anxiety, civic unrest in some places. It's a lot. And feeling overwhelmed sometimes is normal. There's nothing wrong with you. But what's important and what's possible is choosing how to address the stress for yourself so that it doesn't take you down. Okay, I talk about this in the survey, the different symptoms that arise with stress. There's reduced immune function. A lot of people don't realize that's a stress-related thing. Let me remind myself. What are the some of the symptoms of stress? And this isn't even all of them. Okay, so some of the symptoms of stress: anxiety disorders, depression, insomnia and sleep disorders, hypertension, as in high blood pressure, which increases the risk of heart disease and stroke, gastrointestinal problems, right? Stress can exacerbate conditions like IBS, acid reflux, ulcers, and other digestive issues. A lot of people don't realize this, right? It's not 100% stress, but it's definitely, definitely impacted and related and increased with stress. Cardiovascular disease, headaches, migraines, immune system dysfunction, chronic pain conditions, skin conditions. Okay. Now, if you are the least stressed out person in the world, are those things all going to get better? I don't know. Maybe not. Depends what the other comorbidities are. And chances are, if you don't address the stress, those situations and symptoms will get worse. So what can you do? Address the stress in a healthy way, increase awareness, right? That's what this whole month is for, Stress Awareness Month. Happy April. So, help me help you. Let me know what would be most supportive. What are your biggest questions? What are you dealing with? Go ahead and fill out the survey. Help me reach at least 1,000 people so that I can help you and them and more communities improve your relationship with stress, increase your relationship with capacity so that we can all move forward together, right? It is scary not to know what's next in some ways. And yet, what's possible is imagining together. What could be possible? What could be next? And if we're all stressed out and freaked out and our stress is impacting our health and our health is failing, there's no time to imagine. There's no space in which to imagine. And the imagination and the innovation is where the next good future will arise from. Right? It won't happen by accident. It will happen through imagination, innovation, collaboration, care. One of the things I like to say sometimes is to encourage both you, me, and everybody to care and care loudly. Okay, with that sense of humility and permeability, because there's a subtle difference, right, between being helpful and being bossy. So it's my intention and desire to be truly helpful. I don't want to publish content that you don't need. I don't want to publish content to make you feel any which way, like afraid. I'm not interested. There's enough there's enough fear out there. What I would like to do is find out from you what would be most helpful. What are you dealing with? So that I can help you get from wherever you are to where you want to go. That's my role as a coach. That's my role as a facilitator. When I get to train, like do a workshop with a team, I always find out, where do you want to go? What's going on now? Where do you want to go? And how can I help? So it's my honor and privilege to be able to reach out to you, my community, and find out, whew, what's going on and how can I help make the biggest stress awareness, reduction, mitigation impact this month and forward. So thank you. Thank you for helping me do that. Thank you for tuning in for as long or as short as you've tuned in. I appreciate the comments, the likes, the loves, the support. And if you want to share any of this, especially the invitation to participate in the survey, I'd be very grateful. Let me make that real big and in the center for a minute. There's the survey. Bam. Go ahead and use that QR code. Invite your friends and neighbors and loved ones to use it too. And let's get some good how-tos, transformation, going on? Haha. Whoop. I ended up moving myself. There we go. Smaller again. So again, thanks for tuning in. Let me know how this landed for you. Go ahead and fill out the survey. It's been good to be with you, and I look forward to next time. I think that's all for now. All right, everybody, I'm wishing you a peaceful day. Happy Stress Awareness Month. And if I can help you or your community to address stress in a more effective manner, let's talk about it. Reach out to me. All right. I acknowledge you for being interested and curious, open, and committed to living your best life. Have a good one. Bye for now.